Good morning, children. Myself Suraj Bhan Singh, and today I am going to teach you a poem that is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. This poem has been composed by Maya Angelou. This lady, the poetess, wrote this poem in one of his autobiographies. Do you know autobiographies? Autobiographies. Autobiography is a composition. Autobiography is the life history of a person written by himself or herself. So this poem was composed by Maya Angelou in her autobiography in the year 1969. This poem was composed in 1969. In this poem, the poetess has expressed her feelings of the suppressed society, the black people, the Afro-American people, and has compared the feelings, emotions, position, condition of these Afro-American people with the mentality of the white people. Free bird refers to the white people of America. Children, there was racism. Once there was racism there in the country, in America. So, this poetess suffered a lot because of this racism. And she suffered, that's why she composed a poem expressing her feelings and emotions there in the poem. Now, without wasting my time, I just come to the topic that is explanation of the poem. Before I start the explanation, please open out your book and put a finger where I am reading so that you can understand in a better way what I am reading. Please open out a book and put finger. Now, the poetess says, a free bird leaps. A bird which is free leaps, jumps on the back of the wind. In this line, children, it is personification. Back of the wind means wind. The poetess has regarded wind as a human being, and said, or as a creature, and said that on the back, a wind cannot have the back. That's why personification is there. Personification is a figure of speech in which non-living things are regarded as the living being. So the poetess says, a bird which is free enjoys, jumps on the back of the wind. On the back of the wind means he flies. Children, be very careful. That bird here in the poem is a male bird. It is masculine in gender. The poetess says about the masculine gender bird, and both the birds refer to this free bird refers to white American people, and caged bird refers to the Afro-American people who have been caged and made slave. So let us stop. And floats downstream. Because the bird is free, that's why it just moves here and there in the air, in the wind, in the sky, flies here and there in the sky, and floats, swims. Floats means swims. Downstream. Both of them means minute differences. Float is the swim. Float means swimming of an object, and swim means floating of a living being. दोनों का मतलब तैरना होता है. फ्लोट मीन्स वस्तु का तैरना और स्विम मीन्स किसी प्राणी का तैरना. सो द पोएटेस सेज दैट द फ्री बर्ड स्विम्स downstream. Downstream means at the mouth of a stream, at the mouth of a waterfall of a river, till the current ends, and it floats. Means the bird floats and dips his wing, and this free bird dips his wings there in the current of water, there in the water of the river of the waterfall, and dares means to have courage to claim the sky. This free bird can say, can declare the sky as his own. So I think that the paragraph must be clear to you. But now the poetess changes the topic. And now in this paragraph, in this extract, the poetess talks about a bird that stalks down his narrow cage. The bird which has been captured, which has been means enslaved there in his narrow cage. Narrow means not wide, means what is not very big in size. Can seldom means hardly, scarcely, see through his bars of rage. So the poetess says, Maya Angelou says that a bird which has been captured, which has been imprisoned there in his narrow cage, small sized cage, can hardly see through his bars of rage. Means bars of rage means the cage structure which has been made up of iron bars or wooden bars. So the bird is unable to see through the cage. His wings are clipped, and the person, says the poetess, the person who has means caged the bird, who has caged the bird has clipped. Clipped means cut off, cut short his wings, and his feet are tied, and his feet are tied with a rope, etc. So he means the caged bird opens his throat to sing. This caged bird is unable to fly, unable to enjoy there in the on the back of the wind, unable to float there in the downstream, unable to have a dip there in the water. That's why this bird is very much angry, because he has been caged by someone. That's why because he is unable to do anything, he cannot go out of the cage. That's why he just opens his throat, अपने गले को खोलते, throat means गला, to sing, because he is unable to do anything. That's why he just opens his throat and started singing. Could you understand it? Now, should I repeat? Listen then. A bird that stalks down his narrow cage, the bird which has been encaged, which has been enslaved, can do nothing. He is unable to see through the bars of his cage. Rage means anger. He is angry because he has been made slave. He has been caged there. His wings are clipped. His wings, the wings of the caged bird, have been cut short, and his feet are tied. That's why he is unable to do anything except he just opens his throat and starts singing. Now, third paragraph is, the caged bird sings with a fearful trill. The caged bird starts singing, and the contents of his singing is full of fear and fearful shrill. Shrill means cry, shrill cry, etc. So this bird, this caged bird, starts singing and having the content of fearful shrill of things unknown. This bird sings about the things which are not known to anyone, but longed means to have a great desire, wished to have a good, but his only passion is, his only desire is for still, for means for freedom, and his tune is heard, and his song, the song sung by the free bird, is sung, uh, is heard on the distant hill. Means he just sings so loudly. The caged bird sings so loudly that his song is heard on the distant hill. Distant means far away hill. For the caged bird sings of freedom. And why his song is heard? Because he sings loudly, and the contents of his song is that of freedom. Means he sings of freedom only. That's why his song is, and he sings loudly also. That's why his song is heard to distant hill, up to the distant hill. Means to different and distant places. Could you understand it? Listen again. The caged bird sings with fearful tread. The caged bird sings having an unknown fear there in his tone. And he sings of unknown things which are not known to other people, other creature, but longed for still. Means what does the bird saying? Not is not known to anyone. But the poetess says, but it is very clear that he just wished, he just have a great desire, he just has a great desire for freedom. His tune is heard and on the distant hill, and because he sings loudly, that's why his song is heard to a distant places, to far away places. Because the caged bird sings of freedom, because this caged bird sings about his freedom, how to get freedom. So he just sings all this about all this. That's why his song is heard, says the poetess. Now the next paragraph is, the free bird thinks of another bridge. And free bird is quite free. He does not have any such thing to think about. That's why this free bird thinks of another breeze. Another breeze means of a different air. Breeze means slow moving air. And the trade winds, soft through, means the free bird thinks of a slow moving air, and the fast trade wind means fast moving air. Soft through the sighing trees. Sigh means to breathe heavily, गहरी सांस लेना, आह भरना. Trees, in this phrase, children, it is personification, because a tree cannot sigh. I told you, sigh means गहरी सांस लेना, आह भरना, दुख व्यक्त करना. ट्री कैनॉट sigh. पेड़ जो है आह नहीं भर सकते, गहरी सांस नहीं ले सकते. That's why it is personification here. Say the poetess that a free bird thinks of slow moving air and fast moving air, which touch soft through the sighing trees, which move through the trees, which seems to breathe heavily. And this free bird thinks of one more thing, that is the fat worms, insects. The free bird also thinks of getting fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn. So this free bird thinks of two things. Firstly, slow moving air, and then fast moving air, which moves through the trees. Then the free bird thinks of fat insects which wait there to be eaten, to be gobbled up. Nigalna. Gobbled means nigalna. So to be gobbled up by the free bird, which lie there, which wait there on a dawn. Dawn means time before morning, bright lawn. So these fat worms wait there in the bright light, and means bright light of the morning, and they just wait to be eaten. Says the poet. Says the poetess. The fat worms wait and lie there in the lawn, and they just wait to be eaten by, to be gobbled up by the free bird. So this free bird thinks of all these things, and he names the sky his own. He means the free bird. The free bird can claim the sky as his own. Could you understand it, children? Okay, I still repeat. Free bird thinks of, the poetess says, Maya Angelou says that free bird thinks of three things. Firstly, slow moving air. Secondly, fast moving winds, which moves through, which flows through the trees. And then then the free bird thinks of the fat worms there, which lie there in the brightness of morning there in the lawn. And these fat worms, these fat insects, wait there to be eaten up by the free bird. And this bird can also do one more thing, that is, he means the free bird, can claim the sky as his own, because he can go anywhere there in the sky. Now the second last paragraph of the poem. Okay. So in this paragraph, the poetess says, but a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. Grave of dreams, again it is personification here. Grave means qabr. Dreams can never die. So how dreams are not dreams are not a creature. That's why we can say dream can never die. Then how can the grave of dreams be possible? But if the poetess has said, it means personification is there. The poetess says, a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. Meaning is, the dreams of the caged bird have all shattered. Shattered, bikhar jana. The poetess says that a caged bird does not have any dream, because all his dreams have been shattered. All his dreams have been killed by by being there in the prison. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. And here the poetess says that his shadow shouts. Meaning is, this caged bird in the form of shadow shouts and cries like a fearful dream. Scream, cry, shriek. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. And this caged bird, the wings of caged bird have been clipped, shot out, and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat to sing, because he means the caged bird is unable to fly, because his wings have been shortened, and his feet have been tied with a rope, etc. So he, that is the caged bird, opens his throat to sing, and he sings of his freedom. Now the last paragraph is the caged bird. It is the repetition of the third paragraph. This extract is the repetition of the third paragraph. This one. This. The caged bird sings. The poetess says, the caged bird sings with a fearful trill. Means she just sings having a fearful, terrific shrill there in his tone of things unknown. And he sings about the things which are not known to anybody. but longed for still. But he just wished, he just has a great desire for his freedom. And his tune is heard, and his song is heard. Where on the distant hill, on means to the distant, different places. Hill refers to different places. For means because the caged bird sings of freedom. Because the caged bird sings about his freedom. I hope you could have understood the contents of each and every paragraph. Still, if you have any doubt, you can talk to me through phone, through message, and I'll try my best to satisfy you, uh, to satisfy you and your doubts also. Thank you. Now, children, I'm just coming to the questions. The questions which are based on the first extractor are. This is the first extractor, and now the questions are: who is who is referred to as a free bird in the poem? And simple answer is the white American people. The people means white people in America are referred to as a free bird in the poem. Why? Because they were all authorized to enjoy each and every facility there in the country that time. Means when the poem was composed, when the racism was there. Question number 2 is: to what is the free bird compared in the first two lines of the extractor? To what is the free bird compared? Again, it is the means white people which enjoys. Means the free bird is compared to the with the bird which enjoys all the facilities, all the freedom, all the enjoyment there in the surrounding. And then, how is the action of the free bird shown to be free and enjoyable? The poetess, Maya Angelou, says that the action of the free bird, the free bird can go anywhere, can do means whatever he wants, can fly anywhere there in the sky, can float or can swim there in any water stream, means the water stream also. So we can say the free bird, the action of the free bird, is shown to be free and enjoyable, because the free bird can do anything according to the poetess. What implied comparison is made here? Implied comparison means metaphor. Metaphor, figure of speech, is an implied comparison. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind. A free bird, represents the white people. So the poetess says this free bird leaps, means jumps, enjoys on the back of the wind, means a free bird enjoys there in the sky, flies there in the sky, in the air. And in the same manner, and means a white man in America enjoys all the facilities, all the pleasures, all the fun, enjoyment there in the country that time. Explain what is meant by the orange sun rays. This phrase refers to the happiness, fun, enjoyment, pleasure, which means in which the free bird enjoys its pleasure. How does the free bird dare to claim the sky? Simple answer is, dare means to have courage. So simple answer is that free bird dares to claim the sky, because whenever it wants to fly, wherever it wants to fly, it can fly. So it can claim the whole of the sky as its own. Whom does the free bird represent in the poem? Simple answer, as there I told you in the previous questions, that the free bird represents the whole society of white people. Why? Because at that time when the poem was composed, only the white people in America could enjoy all the pleasures of life there in the country, while the white means Afro-American people, the black-skinned people, the dark-skinned people could not enjoy as much pleasure as these white people could do. That's why this free bird represents the whole of the white people society. Now, next extract is the why does this stanza in the extract begin with but? Question is why this stanza? Why does this stanza begin with but? And simple answer is, in the first extract, the first stanza, the poetess was talking about the free bird. But this stanza, in this stanza, the poetess, that is Maya Angelou, is talking about the bird which has been caged. So here the topic has been changed. The topic in this extract is the caged bird. That's why the paragraph has been begun with but. Why do you think the cage is narrow? The cage is narrow. Narrow means not wide, not big. The poetess means the cage is narrow. The poetess says the cage is narrow where the caged bird is imprisoned, because the poetess wants to show that the activities, the movement of the caged bird should be limited. Means the caged bird should not be given the chance to move any bit. That's why the cage of the caged bird is narrow. What is meant by his bars of rage? Bars, the iron bars or the bars of wood. Rage, anger. The bird in the cage, in the iron bars, in the iron cage, is in angry mood because it has been imprisoned, it has been caged. That's why what it means, the bars of his bars of rage means his cage of anger, means his cage means the bird is the caged bird in the cage, in the imprisoned bird in the cage is angry because of his slavery, because of its imprisonment. That's why he is angry. This is the meaning of the question. Why does a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage? Simple answer is, firstly, meaning of the question is, the bird that stalks down his narrow cage, the bird which is there in the cage, in the narrow cage, can hardly see through his bars of rage, because his feet have been tied with a rope, and his wings have been shortened, means cut down, and that's why means it is unable to move here, in means it cannot fly, it cannot walk, it can only just move a bit. That's why this bird can hardly see through his bars of rage. Rage means anger. And next question is, give the meaning and significance of the following lines. Significance means importance. His wings are clipped. Whose wings are clipped? The wings of the caged bird are clipped, and his feet are tied. So the person who has imprisoned, who has caged the bird, has clipped, cut short the wings of the caged bird, and the person has tied the feet of the caged bird with some rope, with some thread, etc. So he opens his throat to sing. Because the bird is unable to do anything, that's why he just starts singing. The caged bird starts singing because he is unable to do anything. He just wants to convey, to tell the people that the bird, the caged bird has been imprisoned. This is the meaning and significance. Whom does the poet indirectly refer to while mentioning of the free and the caged bird? Whom does? Simple answer is free bird refers to the white people in America, while the caged bird refers to the people, means black people, dark skinned people there in America. Why? Because that time when this poem was composed, that time America was suffering from slavery, from racism, and people with dark skin, Afro American people, were not happy with this system. That's why this poem, this theory has been, this thing has been taken by the poetess. Now, extract number 3. So, children, extract number 3 the question based on extract number 3 is, under what circumstances does the caged bird sing? The circumstances under which the caged bird sings are that he has been imprisoned, he has been enslaved, he has been caged. What does it tell us about his condition? The caged bird is helpless because he has been imprisoned. His wings have been clipped, his feet have been tied with a rope or thread, etc., with chain. That's why these are the circumstances, and it is his physical condition and mental condition also. Why does the caged bird sing of things unknown? Why does the caged bird sing of the things unknown? Because the caged bird does not know what the freedom is. The caged bird is born slaved. Caged bird is a born slave. He does not know what the freedom is. That's why, and he does not know why he has been slaved. That's why he sings of the things unknown. That is freedom. What is meant by fearful trill? Fearful tone of, means the song sung by the caged bird. The song which is sung by the caged bird is a fearful trill. It is said to be fearful because the caged bird expresses its feeling in a very fearful manner, in a very terrific manner, very terrible manner. Its contents of its song is the freedom, and the bird wants the song to be heard to distant places of the world. That's why it is fearful. What song is he singing? He is singing the song of freedom. He is singing the song of freedom. Why? Because the caged bird has been imprisoned by someone. Why is his singing heard on a distant hill? His singing is heard on a distant hill because he had sung the song in a very loud voice. Why is his singing heard on a distant hill? Meaning of the question is, why is the singing of the caged bird heard to different places, distant places? And simple answer is because the tone of the caged bird, the tone of the song of caged bird is very still, and the content of the song is freedom. Meaning is the caged bird sings a song in a very loud tone and sings about his freedom. That's why this song, his singing is heard on a distant hill. Distant hill means distant places. What does this signify with reference to the poet's life? Poetess was an African lady. She suffered a lot because of this racism, and that's why we can say that using this metaphor of the metaphor of bird, she has said the miserable fact of her life, that is the poetess life. I just repeat again. The poetess says, means what does this signify with the reference to the poet's life? Poetess was an African lady. She suffered a lot because of this racism, because of this theory. That's why the poetess has said this miserable, this sad aspect of her own life. Is it clear? Okay. Now the next and the last extract is, now the last extract and first question. What is meant by another breeze? The meaning of another breeze is another opportunity, another chance. Why does the free bird think of another breeze? The free bird thinks of another breeze, that is another opportunity, because he can go anywhere, he can reach anywhere. Everything in the world is in his reach. That's why he, that is the free bird, thinks of another breeze. What is the grave of dreams? Grave of dreams means because the caged bird has been enslaved, has been kept in captivity, 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 slavery. Because the caged bird has been kept in captivity, that's why means the grave of dreams means the dreams which could not be fulfilled. The dreams of the caged bird died, could not be fulfilled. That's why this is the meaning of the grave of dreams. Why does a caged bird stand on the grave of dreams? Because his dreams have been shattered. His dreams have been shattered because of his imprisonment, his captivity. That's why the caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. What metaphorical implication does the following lines have? His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. Word to word meaning of the lines is the the bird which has been caged, of such bird, wings have been clipped. Clipped means cut short, and his feet are tied. And his feet have been tied. So he opens his throat to sing. Because this caged bird cannot do anything, that's why he just opens his throat to express his feelings, to express his emotions, and starts singing. Metaphorical implications is the Afro-American people, the black people, the dark-skinned people have been caged, have been restricted to do many things, to go to many places where the dominance of the white people was. That's why, because they have been restricted, because the black people have been restricted, that's why they have nothing to do, and that's why they just express their feelings and emotions through their song, that is the poetic composition. What is the significance of the following expression? Fair worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn. What is the significance? Meaning is, firstly, meaning I'm telling you the meaning. Meaning is a free bird has the right, is quite free to go anywhere, like a lawn which is shining in the brightness of the morning. And in such a lawn, there he could find, there the free bird could find fat worms, fat insects, waiting to be eaten up by the free bird. So meaning, significance is the white people, during the white people at that time when the poem was composed had all the rights to enjoy their lives in their best way, while the black people, the Afro-American people were restricted to do many things, to go to many places. This is the what is significance of the following expression. On the basis of the above extract, bring out the main conflict of the poem. Conflict means dispute, the cause of a dispute. The main cause of dispute in the poem is to show, the poetess wants to show that people, because of the color of their skin, have been differentiated, means on the basis of caste, color, creed, race, they have been made differentiated. In this poem, the black people, Afro-American people, suffer a lot because of no fault of their own. They just suffer because of the color of their skin. They were black in color, their skin was dark in color, that's why they had to suffer a lot. While some people, because of whiteness of their skin, they enjoyed all the facilities, all the pleasures of life. So the main conflict in the poem is to show the racism there in America that time. And I must say, children, the poetess is quite successful in getting the attention of the people of the world while composing a poem. Now at last, I would like to say, children, I have tried my best. Again, I have done my best to satisfy you with all the questions and answers. Still, if you are unable to understand any of the questions, you can ask me through phone, through message, and I will again satisfy you to my level best. Thank you.